How long till your ex wants you back? That's what we're going to be talking about in this video. But first, my name is Clay with ModernLove.life, where we help you get the great loving relationship that you're looking for without having to play mind games, without having to play hard to get, and without having to pretend to be someone or something that you're not, because you deserve to be loved for the unique, amazing, and wonderful person that you are. And if you agree with me, hit that thumbs up button if you like this video, and also feel free to subscribe to the channel as well too. Now, we are talking about time frames and all of that, and people do have this faulty belief, in my opinion, that no contact is what they always need to do, and it's the only tool that they have at their disposal. So if you want to learn more about how to get your ex back without necessarily using no contact, there is a time and place for it, but I don't think it makes sense all the time, and I don't think it makes sense for everyone. But if you do want to learn how to get your ex back without just using no contact, check out our course down below called the Ex Solution Program. Okay, it walks you through what we call advanced relational skills that help you to navigate your ex's emotional world and reconnect with them to create a new possibility for the two of you to have a great, wonderful relationship together. Anyway, link for that's down below in the description. So, let's talk about time frames. How long till your ex misses you? I've heard that there are some people out there that say that, it takes 30 days. That's why you do 30 days of no contact. Or, that say a certain, experiments on lab rats or something say that it's 45 days. And at that point, they'll hit like peak missing you qualities or something like that. But, it's not really the case. It's not just a matter of waiting a certain period of time or a certain stretch of time, and then they're gonna, reach out to you, crawl back over broken shards of glass, or, anything like that. Case in point, we've been here in this new house that we got for about a month and a half. I guess it's been about 2 months now at this point, but I have not missed anything about my old life. I've not missed, being cramped up in that little place that we had in the city, because of the lockdowns and everything. I do not miss all that stuff whatsoever. I actually really love it here. There's more space, there's more fresh air, there's nature, there's all of that stuff. And so that begs into consideration, like, why is that? How come I'm not like agonizing for the past? Because I'm supposedly at this peak missing threshold, like right now. And the reason for that is because I did not like the previous place that we lived. I did not like what it had become. It was a great place originally, but 2020 happened, and other things that were happening like locally that weren't so great were happening as well too. And so it just was like, okay, we got to get out of here. When you think about your relationship, you have to think about it the same way. Like, is there something that your ex is going to actually miss about it? Is there some reason for them to actually look back and say, yeah, that was really great. And, however long it takes, a week, 2 weeks, 30 days, 45 days, 6 months or whatever. Is there a reason for them to look back and say, yeah, I really miss that. That was a really wonderful time together. And I'm really glad that we were together. And you know what? I miss connecting with you. Let me pick up this phone and contact you. Is there a reason for them to do that? Or are they just so hurt by what happened? Are they so frustrated by what happened? Are they so dissatisfied with what was happening between the two of you that they got up and left, and they're like, thank goodness I'm out of that situation? If they are in one of those, like, thank goodness I'm out of that situation sort of mindsets, then just waiting indefinitely is not going to help you. Okay, it's really not. Just like how, there's nothing that's going to make me want to go back to the Ballard neighborhood in Seattle. There's just nothing. Some like major, significant structural changes need to take place in Seattle for me to actually want to live there again. You got to think about these sorts of things. We need to look at ourselves when it comes to that. It's like, okay, when our ex thinks about us, are they just going to miss us for the sake of missing us because time has passed? Or are they going to look back and say, okay, there are going to have to be some major structural changes to, us or how we relate to one another or something like that before I even ever give the idea of us getting back together another shot, consideration, anything like that. And so if you're like most people, it's like, okay, yeah, our relationship had some problems. Maybe I wasn't the best person in it. Maybe I could have, been more attentive or more thoughtful or more whatever. And so it's like, okay, if that's the case, then you have to do something beyond just no contact. That's one of my big frustrations about what other folks are saying online, is that, they say just do no contact. No contact always works. Trust the plan and all that stuff. And it's like, not all the time. What you want to do is you don't want to just put on your blinders and just follow some sort of one-size-fits-all strategy. What you want to do is you want to actually feel into the situation and say, okay, is there something to miss here? Is it like, okay, this is a great house that we love, and maybe you go on a vacation or something and you're like, I start to miss being home? Or is it like, wow, thank goodness I'm out of that place. That place was terrible. We need to start thinking about this, and we need to say, okay, well, based off of where I think my ex is emotionally, I think that they might, need us to demonstrate some change. I think they might need us to connect with them a little bit better. I think they might need us to give them a good reason for wanting to come back into the relationship, aside from just, time has passed. And so what you want to do is you want to address the core underlying emotional reason why the two of you aren't in a relationship right now. When I'm on coaching calls with people, that's really what I'm listening for. We go through the beginning part of the call, and I just basically get the history of their relationship and learn like what's going on. Basically, I'm listening for what's happening on the emotional level. Like, okay, where is there like that emotional tangle? And how can we actually start to unravel that to create a clear path for the two of you to connect emotionally? And many times it does involve, building more of an emotional foundation. It involves demonstrating that this isn't the same dynamic that didn't work before. It involves making some sort of, personal change in your life to give them a good reason for coming back to you. And then like once those things are in place, then it can make sense to talk about the strategies of like text messages and, say this, don't say that, and all that. But you really have to look at what sort of motive would your ex have to miss you? It's not just a matter of time. It's not just a matter of, okay, it's going to take, TikTok 45 days and then some like biological, science kicks in and suddenly they're going to want to come back. No, I mean, you got to think about this logically, okay? It's not like everyone is programmed the same way. It's not like everyone is going through the same breakup. It's not like everyone is in the exact same situation. People are going to respond to a breakup differently based off of their own values, based off of what sort of situation they were in when they were together, based off of how they feel now that they're out of that situation. Are they feeling like happy and relieved? Are they feeling like, oh my goodness, did I make the wrong choice? Are they feeling like the grass is greener sort of thing? Or it's like, oh yeah, I'm in the relationship. Wouldn't it be better if I was over here? Oh wait, now I'm over here. Wouldn't it be better if I was in the relationship? Like what could be going on with them? Like we can't just put a one-size-fits-all approach on all of this and just say, always do no contacts, turn your brain off, just don't contact your ex until they crawl over these broken shards of glass that you have conveniently strewn over your welcome mat outside your front door. You got to actually think about what's important to them, where are they at emotionally, and how can you actually connect with them emotionally to the point that you can give them a very, very, very good reason for actually wanting to get closer to you, to spend more time with you, and to, potentially even explore what a future together with you might look like. But anyway, that's my answer to that. It doesn't matter a specific amount of time that it takes for them to miss you. It matters whether or not they have a good reason to miss you, whether or not there is an emotional connection there for them to miss. It's not just a matter of time. It's about the emotional connection. That's why I say so many times, the most important thing that you can focus on is the emotional connection. This is a choice that your ex is going to make emotionally, and so you have to focus on the emotional connection. This is not a choice your ex is just going to make because time has passed. If it was a time-based choice, then, it would make sense to focus on time. But this isn't about time. This is about an emotional connection. That's what relationships are about, right? And so you want to focus on the emotional connection. By the way, if you do want to learn more about how to connect more emotionally with your ex, we do have our course called the Ex Solution Program. You can find information on that down below in the description box. But anyway, thanks so much for watching this. Hope you found it helpful. Hope you found my little rants useful. If you did, please hit that thumbs up button. And if you want to learn more about how to connect with your ex emotionally, please check out this video series over here, or you might want to check out this video right here. Thank you so much. Please take care. I'll talk to you next time.